Here's a technique to help you be a better learner. And it seems a little backwards, but if you want to learn, teach. Think about a time when you gave a presentation or taught a class. You felt pressure to personally understand the material, right? After all, you were the expert on the subject. You wanted your audience to understand what you were teaching. You wanted to present it in an organized and logical way, and you wanted to share meaningful examples, images, and analogies. All this pressure you felt, bundled together with the actual teaching, helped you learn the material more deeply than you otherwise would have. And this method of learning by teaching actually has a name. It's known as the protege effect and was studied extensively in the 1980s. The research found that when we prepare to teach, practice teach, and then actually teach, we're activating parts of our brain that help us learn better. As Peter Drucker said, people learn the most when teaching others. So here are 4 hacks to help you learn from teaching. Learn as if you are preparing to teach your topic. Even the anticipation of teaching will lead you to think more deeply about a topic. Practice teaching to an inanimate object. Coders may know this as rubber duck debugging, where you pretend you're walking a rubber duck through your code line by line. You can also record yourself and then evaluate your performance using the well, better, next feedback model. We even have another great brain hack on that. Teach what you are learning in a formal setting, such as a classroom, on a Zoom meeting, or in a workshop. And finally, establish a peer tutoring group with colleagues who are mastering similar concepts. Take turns learning and teaching each other. But why does the protege effect work? Let's ask an expert.
Teach to learn, or the protege effect, is effective for 4 key reasons. First, this technique requires us to intentionally reflect and synthesize what we've learned, helping with memory consolidation. It reveals gaps in our knowledge that lead us to ask more questions and seek clarity. This reflection drives active learning, deepening our knowledge, and increasing retention. Second, this technique requires generative thinking. As we prepare to teach, we have to condense, synthesize, and contextualize content, simplifying complex topics to put them in our own words. Third, teaching requires retrieval and recall of what we're teaching. It takes advantage of the testing effect, strengthening neural connections and ultimately enlarging memory. And finally, preparing to teach requires us to practice, which by its nature means we're spacing out our learning, and spaced learning is essential to long-term retention. Reflection, generative thinking, retrieval, and spaced practice require us to be active and engaged learners, resulting in new connections and deeper understanding. For all of these reasons, teaching is a really powerful way to learn.
So remember, teach to become a better learner. Learn as if you were preparing to teach. Teach an inanimate object, or video yourself teaching. Teach in a classroom or other formal setting, and create a peer tutoring group and learn together. I must say, I've learned a lot about the protege effect by teaching you about this amazing technique. But now it's your turn. How about going and teaching it to someone else?